everybody, welcome to the channel. Well, I got some cards out here and I forgot to turn it into airplane mode and I got a phone call. A spam artist called me. So I'm gonna have to catch you up on where we're at with this read. Thanks for being here, everybody. It is October 3rd, 2025. So we've got in the central energy a Knight of Pentacles. They're feeling stuck. They've been working without reward. And we've got Time here who is not waiting for them. Time is not waiting for them. We've got also, there's a feminine on this card. And we've got the goddess of time. So there's the goddesses of time. Greek goddesses from ancient days. Spring, summer, winter, fall. Time is not waiting for them. God has reclaimed time. The goddesses of time. They're challenged here because of your renewal. You have recuperated from those masculine wackadoodles trying to compete with you. All that damage, all that pain, all that crap they tried to dump into your life. You've recuperated from it and they're challenged by that. You're not waiting for them. You're coming into the fruits of your labor. All of that work that you had to do to maintain inner harmony and balance and a decent state of being while these masculines were getting all over you. And mind you, I'm not a masculine hater. I love divine masculine, but these ones are not divine. So you're coming into your life of luxury and they did not want you to have that. They gave you nothing but hardship. And you're going to get a life of luxury because you managed yourself so well while you were being brutalized by those who were supposed to protect you and enjoy this with you. But they wanted to enjoy it with each other. They didn't want anything to do with you. They don't have any use for the feminine. They don't have any use for the mother. All they want is what the mother has. And they hate her for it. In the recent past, we've got a Page of Pentacles. There's a promise of some sort of skill development, some sort of financial opportunity. So somebody who's willing to work or who has promised to work is coming forward in a Ten of Cups. Total love and support. But we've got the player here too. Right? The player is, the player can spot the, what is that? What do they call that? The player. Spotting the sucker. So the player goes around and evaluates people, right? And then kind of steers things. They are highly calculative, manipulative. So there's some kind of seductions coming from a player, right? You've got this, you got to watch out because a player is going to try to get this Ten of Cups union with you. They want to get on your chariot and they want to be you. Be careful of who's approaching you right now. They're going to be real slick. They're going to be that exact edge definition, you know, what you're looking for kind of fella, whatever. There's conflict with a snake here. They're not stopping. They don't want you experiencing life. They don't want you to experience life without suffering. So they're getting divorced out of your creativity or from the creator. Maybe they already have been. And that's why they hate God. You've got your swords up. Their vanity could be at a crossroads. They could be stuck at a crossroads. Because the lovers are here. The strength of two together. And they're calling judgment and delivering justice. The law of cause and effect. They know what's going on. These folks here knew what would happen if they survived, and you did. You're here in your purpose, a status of privilege. See, these ones just want the status of privilege. They don't give a crap about the purpose. Being conscientious, keeping the body clean, manifesting energy in the temple that is healthy and vibrant, thoughts that are happy and loving. You're in your purpose. Your purpose is to teach how to manage one's self in a good way when you're being brutalized by the snake. You survived. You survived. The masculine and the feminine survived this challenge, and now they are here in their purpose of privilege to teach people how to manage themselves when the snake is pouring illusion into their life. You've got this emperor here, and he's managing the stability of the foundation and this new beginning. Somebody, the snake, is in regret. They're in regret, and they're disappointed and afraid, because this is a worldwide thing. This is a total reset. This isn't a partial reset. It's happening everywhere. And there's celebration because love has gained control over the foundation. Now you've got the snake out here who's afraid. The snake is out here, and they're afraid because you've got control of the foundation. So the only thing that they can do now, because this has already happened in the ethers, the only thing the snake can do now is blow shit up to destroy the foundation, which is exactly what the snakes are going to do if they can. They want to harvest the life of the chosen ones, and they want to put it in the freaking ground, in the grave. They don't want to give up possession of it because these are dead entities pretending to be alive, and they can only pretend if they can be you. So you've got your freedom from this. The wheel is turning here. And we've got somebody who's, they're thinking fast. They're thinking fast, and they're making travel plans. They may try to travel back to you. They're having a painful ending regarding the history of what they have done. And God said the need for vengeance is in the history. And obviously they're having a bad time, but they're stalking you. See, the lovers are leaving. They're out of here. They're being escorted out by God. They're calling judgment, and the law of cause and effect is happening because they survived. Who's the bad guy? It's not the snake. It's not the one who hates the sun, which is necessary to grow life and living things. There is a King of Pentacles here who may be in a heavy burden, 10 of Wands burden, because you've got the Queen of Swords knows the truth, the Empress about the mother, the divine mother, and you've got the love here, which has persevered through the challenges brought by these masculines. They're not real divine masculines. There are folks out there who actually are living the lives of dead men. They're not really alive. They're parasites, like that thing that comes out of a praying mantis when it is submerged in water. It's just a thing that has infested the mind and is driving the body, but it's not really alive. It can't produce life because there's no sun in it. There's no light in it. There's a truth being known about the Empress, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, maintaining control. Divine Feminine is maintaining control and manifesting another opportunity of abundance here, supported by the true Divine Masculine who knows the truth about everything here. And he's got his sword up, and he's watching the foundation of this new cycle here. He's making sure that passion project, you know, these little F-boys or whatever are going to be, they got to walk away. They get, hey, you, about face, get out. Get out, because they know the hard work that they've been doing to try to cross your boundaries. The truth. So now they're losing everything. They're still here though, afraid. They're afraid because you did not take any shortcuts. You didn't make any deals. You didn't sign any contracts. You didn't come back and beg somebody to treat you kinder so that you could get out of the suffering. You did not do that. You managed yourself. And this ancestry, this kin, they were not willing to settle down and do the work. They were fly-by-night, F-boys, F-girls, frivolously spending money, ooh, party, 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 while you were having to go out there and take care of yourself, while they were sending all these spirits after you to try to hurt you. You were watched. Everything happened and was seen. You didn't do anything. You didn't retaliate. You didn't go hire somebody to try to hurt them. You didn't get into witchcraft. You didn't try to, you know, summon some demon to go eat somebody's soul. You didn't do that. They did it to you and you survived it, but you did nothing in return. And therefore, you're getting this position of service, this privileged position of service because you served yourself well while holding yourself stable, while not going, being vengeful or vindictive or carrying grudges or hating people or wanting to see somebody suffer because you thought that maybe they had a little bit easier of a time than you. So you're like, hey, take some of my suffering. You've got objectivity here. And this is the thing. While they were after you, and I got to keep looking it up all the time, they were after you, giving you a reason to survive. So you remained balanced, stable, and rational while getting your shine on, while being happy, while you were being tortured. So those tribe members that are still here and now, made themselves absent and then entertained themselves with hurting you, living in your home, wielding your intellectual property. They were making you invisible. You're a giant light, and they tried to make you invisible. They tried to bury you. And now there's a change. You are being defended, and you have a defense here from those who were horseplaying around with you. They could be getting a visitation by a driver. This witch is getting a visitation. This driver witch is getting a visitation for horseplaying around and causing drama on the spiritual throne. They were supposed to be purposeful, conscientious, leading people in a way to manage themselves in a good way. You're being congratulated on managing yourself regardless of these. Look, you've got masculine, 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 addict, teacher, puppet master. Congratulations. The Arcana is got a hidden location. This sovereign being self-preserved and was raised up from the grave and is here still peaceful. There's an explorer, wise guy here, who knows that there's a prophecy of love. It was supposed to be here, and this little jerk martyred it and haunted it with the expectation that they would appear as though they were you, work as you. Whoever this religious person is getting disconnected from the wholesome people because of the history that they have done to the path, the life path of marriages, evermores. They try to destroy family trees, generational stability, fighting with them. So you have a player here that's stalking you. They might, this Page of Pentacles, there may be a Page of Pentacles in the recent past who's made a promise of a Ten of Cups union, but they're a player with the intention of getting aboard your chariot and being you. It's a snake who wants to bring conflict. They've been cut out and cut off by the Creator for being vain. They're stuck at a crossroads. This person is not in a good way. They're afraid. They're chicken. They work without reward. They're feeling stuck. Time is not waiting for them. They've lost. Yeah, time is not waiting for them. Or maybe it's time for them to go where they need to go. They're in the shadows. That's where they've been working. It's time for them to go live in the shadow where they were. Get out of the sun. You hate the sun. You've been trying to put out the sun. You want to make the sun go away. You don't like living food. You don't like, the energy of the sun, the warmth of the sun. They're challenged here because you recuperated, you healed from the competition that these men, these masculines, they're not really men. They're parasites. They're vampires. They're dead entities living the lives of dead men. They're not really alive. If you were not here to feed them your energy, your light, your warmth, your goodness, they would perish. They would not survive. They hate the sun, but they need the sun in order to live. And they hate that. There's a difference between divine masculine and a parasite pretending to be. Let's just get that straight. You got a player out here who wants to pretend that they are you. This masculine wants to pretend they're you. Freaking backwards snake. Freaking there's some gossip going on. People are gossiping that you have recovered from the competition of this person or people. They worked without reward. You're coming into your life of luxury, a 9 of Pentacles, because of the hardship they put you through, the hardship that you survived. Unfinished business with this reflection. We're going to have to see how that goes. There is a page here and a promise. Reciprocity. So they promise equal give and take. There's a page here in the recent past. Okay. There is a page here in the recent past who promised reciprocity. Okay. But it looks like we've got a 10 of Cups player. This is a player. He thinks you're a fool. He's promising reciprocity, but he's a player. He wants to be you. Holding back. You could be holding back. Total love and support is looking at this player and holding them back. The player is being held back. Or maybe the player wants to hold you back. We've got a Chariot victory here and be you. They want to be you. They want to get on your chariot. Conversation. Let me look at this be you. What is this be you? And get more clarity on that. Be you. Because right now I'm thinking you got a fake person here. Let's see. Be you. Be on high alert. There's an interloper, a meddlesome third party. Keep everything that you value away from them. Hold it near and dear. They want you to be like them. But it also proposes a bit of fun and adventure. You're stepping out of your bubble and you're going somewhere unusual or unfamiliar where no one knows you, and you won't have to pretend to be anyone other than your true self. So that's what this is. You're in your chariot. You've got a victory over this player. The player is holding back or being held back. The Ten of Cups, divine unions, is holding back this player. You're going in this chariot. You're going somewhere where people don't know you and where you don't know them, and you don't have to pretend to be anything other than what you are. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you. They want to call you and hear your voice. Somebody loves you. Somebody loves you. Player holding back. Player holding back. We're going to get more clarity on that. We've got conflict, sneakiness, winning at all costs with snake, dishonesty. So we've got a dishonest liar right here wanting to compete. There could be a defeat for a snake because of lies. They are getting divorced from creativity. They're getting divorced from your intellectual property. They're getting severed from those who grow good gardens. We've got reminiscing in the reverse. There's no reminiscing. It's done. It's over. We've got crossroads, deadlock, difficult decisions, and avoidance of vanity. They're not permitted to be where you are. They've missed their opportunity. The lovers are here calling judgment, and the law of cause and effect is in order. Justice is being delivered. You are here in your purpose, your status of privilege. You have proven that you can keep your flesh temple that houses your spirit and your soul, and your emotional body, your mental body, your energetic body. You can keep that all vibrant and going. You survived this horrific maximum amount of burden and suffering. And now you get to go teach others how to do that. But these ones, they wanted that position because, look, we got third party. You survived what the third parties did. So now the law of cause and effect is going back on them because you survived their attempt to destroy you. They want to fix a soul tie with you. They made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs, but it's too late for them to do anything about it. They got to stay out of the space of responsibility. They got to stay out of the space of families because their values are all about money, and they're getting detached. And they're going to go get stuck with the damage that they have caused. There's an understanding here in this reunion regarding these lovers that are coming together, that you never gave up hope for coming together while you were in this burden. Somebody wishes this had never happened. They did not appreciate the beauty of commitment. They didn't care. And now they want forgiveness because they have sabotaged themselves. They're confused. They're in disagreement about this neglect. They neglected their soul contracts, and they're having some kind of disagreement. But they can't separate you from love. They were not able to separate you from love. You survived, and now they don't know what to do. They're running. They're running. because the way that you love can never be matched. The irreplaceable people are getting a new chapter. And these third parties have been found unworthy. They're not irreplaceable. They try to destroy love. Well, love had to withstand the most horrendous, the most heinous crimes. And they had to do it alone. They had to do it alone, man. These ones are unsatisfied. They've been found guilty. They're feeling broken and shattered by your absence. These habitual patterns that will never change. They're lying. They're keeping secrets. They were daydreaming about being you and stealing your destiny, and they thought that they were going to do it with sex. They thought they were going to escape using sex. This is an unexpected outcome. They're feeling overwhelmed. They don't want to chase after you anymore. The truth is out here. They are a chaser. They've been chasing you. They're afraid. They didn't want to do the work that you do. They didn't want to grow the garden. They just wanted to eat from the garden. They didn't want to pour love into the world. They just wanted to punish you for being love. They wanted to sneak into, this is where they are. This is what they are. This is what they chose. They chose it. And as terrible as they made your life, as torturous and as painful as it was, you still chose life. You didn't check out. You kept trying. Gold digger, freaking gold digger. They worked without reward. Time is not waiting for them. Time is not waiting for them. It's time for them to go to the shadow because they're a gold digger. They got to get out of the energy of the sun. They got to get out of the energy of life. Somebody's mad at me because I'm one of them. Well, yeah, I got the light of the sun in me. I don't know what to say, man. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not this, you know, I'm not hateful, vindictive, wanting to go out and hurt people because my life is miserable, because I want to take from them what belongs to them. I'm not like that. I like being happy. I like being vibrant. I like going out and spreading joy. It's fun. It's great. I like feeling that. I don't like this energy of competition. It just isn't fun. I want to have fun. I want joy. So their challenge, this gold digger is challenged because you recuperated from the damage they did to you while competing with you. And everybody's gossiping. They're upset because people are gossiping. They're afraid of what other people are thinking. We've got give it time. Everything happens in divine timing. Things are flowing. Divine timing is here. They're challenged because what? You gave it time. And time isn't waiting for them. Now time is sending them back to the shadows because that's the energy they like. That's the energy they prefer. They don't like being in the sun. They don't want to be around shiny, happy people. So there's unfinished business for this reflection. They're upset. You're coming into a life of luxury because of the hardship that they gave you. Something's going back on them. Whatever they did to you is going back on them. We got water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We've got a Page of Pentacles here who learned some skills and has made a promise of reciprocity. I want to have equal give and take. So there's a promise of equal give and take here. Honeymoon. Honeymoon. So there's been a love offer. And the expectation is that it will be a 10 of Cups, divine love. Now we've got a player here and we've got holding back. There's a player who should have expressed themselves better. Okay, so holding back. There could be a holding back of a player that should have expressed themselves better. You've got this 10 of Cups. The player is being held back. They're holding back. You're holding them back. You're holding back the players. But we've got, they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So you know that the players are coming in. The players are coming in, but you're holding them back. You're in your chariot. You know that there's some people here who want to be you, but you're moving to a place where people don't know you, and you can just be you. Who your person wants to hear your voice. They want to have a conversation. They want to talk to you. The player, holding back the player. The player is holding back. They'll be back. They're hoping they can get a bridge or a connector to the timeline that you wind up on. They think that medicine, or these synthetic fake medicines that they create in the medicinal industry, this sick care that they have, this sick care organization that they've got, they think that that is going to link them, connect them to your new timeline. You're free to be you. You're in your chariot. You get to go be you, and somebody wants to talk to you. They want to hear your voice, and it's not somebody else. There's no third parties here. There's not going to be anybody. You're free to be you. Your person wants to call and hear your voice, and you're not dealing with this someone else. There's no saboteur in the middle here. So we've got conflict and theft by a snake who lied about intimacy. There's a snake here who lied about intimacy. There's a snake here who lied about being with you. Energetic rapist or something. Who knows? There's a divorce here, or there's a separation. There's a loss, some sort of a loss. There was no intimate encounter with this snake. They lied. Or maybe they just lie to their intimate partners. So we've got the Three of Swords. They're divorced from creativity, and there's no reminiscing. There's no inside jokes. There's no getting together and laughing it up and what a great job we did. They're getting divorced from creativity. They're getting divorced from your intellectual property. Luck is on your side. Yes. There's no reminiscing. Luck is on your side. They're stuck at a crossroads. Vanity is stuck at a crossroads. They're in a deadlock. They've missed their opportunity. They did not act when they should have, and they're hoping that you will open your heart. Or maybe they've missed their opportunity to open up your heart. They were vain. They weren't friendly. They were mean. They were very mean. And now your heart is not open. They've missed their opportunity to receive any kind of care from you. They were so freaking mean. And now the lovers are here. And they're like, you're a freaking bully. We don't freaking like you. We've seen what you've done to the children and to the animals. So they're calling judgment, and justice is being delivered. The law of cause and effect. You are in your status of privilege, your purpose, because you keep your house, your mind, your life clean. You're not a malicious, vengeful destroyer of people's worlds. You don't do that. You want to teach people how to keep their house clean, how to remain in a positive mood, how to survive horrendous crap like this from the snake, from these third parties who are out here trying to hijack and filthy the energy with this magical means. You know, they like to go out and do nasty stuff, and then they like to put that nasty energy on people, unsuspecting people. They lie about intimacy. They go out there and they get foul, and then they stick that energy on others and then say that they were intimate with them, and that was a lie. They never did. They never did. They just went out and filthied everybody's energy. Fire sign. Fire. So you could be a fire sign. You're calling judgment on these third parties, fire sign. They're staying at a distance from you. They're at a distance. You might be getting a new pet, a new guardian. You might be getting a new guard dog. All those love spells that they did on you are going back on them. Use caution. Some folks are going to try to communicate with you and confess. They want to get into your energy. You let go of them and their health is being affected. It's like health issues are arising. You let go of them. You let go of the liar. And it's like, no, you're not dealing with the liar anymore. The narcissist is traveling soon. They will be changing residence. This is going to happen without warning. There truly will be some kind of a separation. I don't know that it will be noticeable, as in, you know, most people in your neck of the woods are probably not these people, these vain snakes that have been destiny swapping and, you know, kidnapping people and then getting plastic surgery to look like them and moving into their house while they go somewhere to be experimented on. They worked without reward, and it's time for the shadow side for this gold digger. They worked without reward, so it's time for the gold digger to go into the shadow where they have spent all of their time trying to destroy you in the sunlight. Trust. You trust the inner voice that guides you. It's time for these ones to go to the shadow. The gold digger wants your trust, but you're guided by that inner voice. The gold digger wants your trust. You have recuperated from the competition, and people are gossiping. You've been given time. You've been given time. Give it time. Everything in divine timing. Everything is happening right now in divine timing, guided by this inner voice, freedom. You've been given time and freedom. They have to give you back the time that they stole from you. They took all your happiness, all your stability, all your opportunity. And now they have to give it back to you. They have to give you back time. They're talking about 1,000 years. Many lives. Like, you may have lived for 30 years and then they unalived you, and then you came back and got born and you lived for 15 years and they unalived you. It's like over and over and over. They owe you time and freedom, and you're getting it. God's giving it to you. You're getting your 9 of Pentacles life of luxury because of the hardship that they gave you. There's unfinished business here for this reflection. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Success. You've got a Page of Pentacles here who has promised reciprocity, equal give and take in a honeymoon. Somebody, a marriage. Love. True love. This is true love, a true 10 of Cups, divine union. And the player is holding back, or you're holding back the player. Expect to hear from them soon. Health and well-being. You honor the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. You're in a chariot. You're going to go somewhere where people don't know you. You're going to be free to be who you are. Somebody wants to call and hear your voice, and it's not a third party, or you're not dealing with third parties. Maybe there is somebody here who wants to be you and they want to have a conversation, but you're not dealing with third parties. There may be a third party enemy who wants to call you up and get in your energy. Death. You're not dealing with third parties. That's over. Death. If any third party comes up and tries to get in your space or get in your chariot, there's going to be instant repercussions. You've got your freedom here, and anybody trying to hold you back right now, I think it's going to be instant karma, instant death, instant transition into the shadow. We've got conflict or a defeat. This snake has been defeated. They were trying to steal from you. They lied about having an intimate encounter. You don't even know who this person is. They're lying about having intimacy with you, trying to blame you. They lied. You weren't intimate with anybody. This snake, you didn't have intimate relations with this snake. We got denial. They're in denial. They don't want to take the blame. Denial, blame. You don't have to take the blame. This was dishonest. They lied. They never had intimate relations. They actually never had intimate relations with that woman or that man. Take it as it resonates. They were just trying to steal. They were trying to tap in and say they had a relationship and then tap into the goodness. But they never had an intimate relationship. It was a lie. Some freaking snake out there jerking off, trying to land their sexual energy onto an innocent person and then claim them in relationship. A freaking lying jack-off hoe bag. Snake. Out there trying to pour their blame. They're receiving denial. It's being denied. This is a lying sack of crap. There was no intimate encounter. They were trying to put their shit off on to somebody else who didn't even know them. They're being divorced out of creativity or out of the creator's energy. There's no more reminiscing. There's no jokes. This is not funny. Luck is on your side. God. You're in your purpose. You're in your purpose. You know what you're here to do. And you've got jack off here spewing all over the place, trying to project that energy onto a feminine or another that doesn't even know who they are. They're trying to jerk off and put the blame of their energetic impression onto them. There's a denial here. They're at a crossroads. They got difficult decisions to make, these vain people. They missed their opportunity for you to open up your heart because they were bringing adversity to you. You're not going to have anything to do with them. You know who they are. You know what they are. You're here in union, in a proper union. You're holding back the players, these snakes who jerk off, project the energy onto innocent people who don't even know them, and then put the blame for their own energetic nastiness onto them. And then make them carry the blame for their crap. This is crap. The lovers, the strength of two together, calling judgment, delivering justice, the law of cause and effect from their spiritual throne, their status of privilege. They are in their purpose. They know what they're here to do. They're here to teach people how to keep this nastiness off of them. These nasty jerk-offs trying to project this nasty energy. This, they want to transfer their sin onto people they don't even know. With this sexual, it's a violation from a ghost, a dead man who doesn't want to be seen that way. You're persevering. You persevere. You persevere. They fail. You persevere and they fail. They missed their opportunity to have you open up your heart because of all the adversity that they did to you. You survived. It was so severe, you had to actually survive these third-party hoe bags. Fire sign. They envy you. They envy you. So they want to filthy you up with their own energetic expression and habitual patterns, and they want you to carry the blame of their personality and poor characteristics. You don't even know who they are. They probably spy on your social media and they're like, ooh, there's one. I'll go, give me that picture. Give me that picture. Oh, let me do my thing. Yeah. You got friends here who are making a change. There could be a change in your friends group. You are courageous and you're moving against this. You're like, hey, they're worried about your happy freaking attitude and your abundant nature. You're a limitless being and they want forgiveness here. Or maybe you have received forgiveness. You're all about relationships that are for the higher good. We've got pride here, but I don't think this is in a bad way. This says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. It's like happiness. When you're happy, you're on the right path. And it's like when you can recognize the sacred reality of life itself, and you can see it in others, that doesn't mean that you are them or that you own whatever it is they have. It just means that you're family. Somebody's in regret here. Because you're a being of service. You were here to help them. And now they're in regret. Because the negative energy is being released. They're in grief. They have to surrender their need to control you. The negative energy is being released. You deserve peace. And it will be. It will be. They have to accept the fact that you are the one with the gifts of the soul that benefit yourself and others, and they've lost you. They have lost you, and they're under judgment because you persevered, which caused them a failure. And it's like, and you did it alone. You did it alone. They're guilty of leaving you alone and then ganging up on you. No. I'm not a man hater. I'm a snake hater. And I like snakes, the good ones. There's some good snakes out there, but these kinds of snakes, these aren't really snakes. They're just dead people playing around as though they are alive. Overextending themselves by sucking the life force out of others. That guy's jerking off and trying to put that foul energy on somebody he doesn't even know in an intimate way. He's energetically RAPing somebody, lying about having the actual intimate encounter, trying to make them pay the price for their nastiness. Transference of sin. Jerking off. Transference of... Is that how they do that Kakarot crap? They have to jerk off for that? Is that how that goes? They have to go hurt somebody and then do a thing to them in order to transfer that? And it's all what? Intimately? They love to defile purity. They love to degrade love. They love it when a loving being decides to turn on and try to destroy that which gives it life. You don't, look, we've got trust. You trust, so there's no more cult leader. This gold digger is this gold digger, what? They trusted a cult leader? So you've got somebody who worked without reward. It's time for the shadow side for these ones. They are a gold digger who trusted a South Node cult leader. They trusted a cult leader. Steered them in the wrong direction. And they're challenged because you recuperated from the competition that these masculines put on you. There's gossip here that they have to give you time and freedom. They're challenged by this. They don't want to do that. They want to destroy everyone. They want to go nuclear. They want to do nuclear fission. They want to do particle events and transport souls with their technology, their weapons. They want to release all the criminals and then they want to send them after you while bringing war to your home. in the 3D space because God has already reclaimed everything in the ethers. But these guys, they want to destroy the 3D space. They want to destroy this particular realm because God says they can't have it. So they want to destroy it. You got your land back. You've got time. They have to give you time. They have to give you your freedom. They have to give you your land. And what their plan is to nuke it. They want to nuke the land. They want to completely destroy it. They want to burn it up. They want it to be barren, and they want people to experience famine. Because God is giving you your freedom. And they can no longer suck off your life force energy, your sun, star energy, your healer energy. So they want to destroy everything here in this space. Fortunately, God has claimed the goddesses of time, the goddesses of the seasons, and there are limitless numbers of universes out there, and these ones don't have control over any of that. The only thing they can do is turn this particular place into a wasteland, which they hopefully will be bound to, and suffer the intentions that they're trying to manifest right now for beautiful people. What a piece of crap. I do not like parasites like this. And I'll tell you right now, I have some experience. Some of these people out there that are pulling strings and causing death for innocent people because of their need for power, they're not who you think they are. They're not. The entity in that body is not who it should be. You're coming into a life of luxury because you survived the hardship that they gave you. There's a reflection here. Unfinished business. Reflection. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. Unfinished business. It could be that you survived the hardship that a reflection put upon you. Copycats, you know. Everybody wanting to be you. Everybody siphoning your energy and being you. There's some unfinished business here. We have a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and we've got success and podcast. There could be like an announcement of sorts made. They trusted a cult leader in the shadows, a South Node cult leader, somebody who deals in death, somebody who worships death. They trusted this person, and then they attacked love and everybody who offered it. So we've got a Page of Pentacles, making a promise of equal give and take. There's a honeymoon and love. We've got influencer, self-care. But then we've got jealous. You might want to just beware. Be wary, because we've got the 10 of Cups here. And then we've got holding back player. And then we've got they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. And health. Tinfoil hat. Somebody's spreading rumors about your health. This could be a player or somebody who's connected to one. This could be a player, a jealous player. Making all the right moves. But there's player holding back. You've got Chariot and Be You. It's like they're doing this and they're wanting to play the game, right? They're holding back. They're a player. They're wanting to hold back, but they'll be back with their conspiracy theory. I don't know. We got the Chariot. We got BU. We got conversation. Someone else, third party, trying to sabotage it is in the reverse. And we've got death. It's like anybody who tries to come in and sabotage this for you will be met with death. It could be that's anybody pretending to be you, wanting to talk to your person. It could be that this player over here is jealous of this, and they're going to try to come in the near future and hop aboard this chariot as you. That's why these people, this snake, they're talking about change their hips. They're looking at dental records, tattoos, and whatnot. They're trying to get somebody else in your chariot. Somebody's presenting themselves as you, trying to board your chariot. Warnings. So we've got death here, and we've got warning, red flag, and trauma bond in the reverse. There's not going to be any more trauma bonding in this future. Those people who pretended to be you or want to be you, there's conversation happening. There's someone else is going to sabotage shit in this new chapter. There is death here for that. Warning, no more trauma bonding allowed. It isn't going to happen. We've got a defeat here for the snake. They lied about an intimate encounter with you. They were trying to lay their filthy projections of this sexual energy onto you. You don't even know who they are. We've got blame and denial. And we've got stay in your own lane in the reverse. They're not staying in their own lane. They're lying about having intercourse with somebody. They're jerking off, trying to put the blame of their filthiness onto somebody. They're not staying in their own lane. There's divorce. You're cutting them off. Creators cutting them off. There's no reminiscing. This is not a joke. Luck is on your side. You're in your purpose. You're a freaking legend. Empath. Unicorn. And these are feral bitches. So Vanity is stuck at a crossroads. They've missed their opportunity for you to open up your heart because they brought you so much adversity. You know, I mean, they turned empathy into apathy between you and they. That's exactly what happened here, because you survived, and you're like, you can just go get off. Go get off all by yourself, like you've done so many times before. Go do it. You feral mofo. The lovers are together. The strength of two are together. They're here in calling judgment and delivering the law of cause and effect. They're in their status of privilege, in their purpose. They know how to keep themselves clean and free of this density. Their body. They've survived. These third-party jackwagons who were envious. Fire sign. You could be, or they could be. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. A simp. We've got an envious simp. Doing the most for somebody who cares the least. They're feral. They don't have any morals. They don't have a moral compass. They don't have any integrity or honor. They don't even love themselves. They have no love for themselves. They allow themselves to be treated like whores, and they get involved in it in a big way. They really like it. They went 10 toes down into this little plot here. They're still here doing it. This shadow demon thinks you're a bitch, or this shadow demon is a bitch. I think they think that this oracle unicorn is a bitch, this empath. You know, this vampire wants your $1 billion and your status of privilege. They want it. They're triggered. This is a fashion witch, triggered, trolling you. They want to snap on the starseed. This is a narcissist doing the least to gain the most by love bombing and gaslighting people, jerking off or lying about having intimate encounters. They're lying about having relationships with people, and they're doing something sexually and then trying to project that energy onto them and then claim some kind of an encounter or relationship. And it's non-existence. It's a lie. They're trying to put the blame of that energy onto those people. They're not staying in their own lane. This is so sick. This is so freaking sick. Snake, it's so freaking sick. How could you think so highly of yourself? It's sick. They're lying. There's no intimate encounter. They're jerking off and trying to put the blame of that energy onto an unsuspecting, innocent person. They're in denial. They're refusing to stay in their own lane. They're trying to putrefy somebody else's energy because they're a scumbag and they don't want to change. They want to transfer their sin onto them. You know what's really funny is when the snake and his buddies call a feminine a Jezebel when she's not being intimate with anybody. Decades, most likely, these feminines haven't been sleeping with these people because they figured it out a long time ago with all of this abuse. And yet these snakes are still out there calling them a Jezebel. They're upset because they've been doing psychic surgeries on the mental bodies of people, and people are using adaptogens and trying to heal all of these invisible wounds. So they're saying things like psychedelics, medicines, you know, they don't like plant medicines and adaptogens that actually bring a sense of homeostasis and health and well-being. They think that that's really bad stuff. They think it should be illegal. They want you to suffer these invisible psychic operations, and they don't want you to be able to put some salve on it, some ointment. They don't want you to, you know, take care of yourself. But you did, you have. And we got distant. So you've got a Knight of Pentacles here who worked without reward. They're feeling stuck. They worked really hard. They may not have had money. Somebody said, you go do this and you'll get a reward. But now it's time for them to go live in the shadows because that's a gold digger who trusted a South Node cult leader who could have been at a distance. Or maybe they'll just be at a distance now. Maybe they can't get in touch with this cult leader. Maybe this cult leader has perished. You've recovered, you've recuperated from the competition that these masculines were putting upon you. There's gossip here. They got to give you time, a whole lot of it, like 1,000 years. They got to give you your freedom, and they got to give you that land back. And rather than give you that land back, these ones are talking about sacrificing all of the chosen ones and destroying the land that God is trying to give them. They're going to go nuclear fission on the people. They're going to get rid of most of the people, and then they're going to try to create some timeline or whatever, but they don't have possession of the goddesses of time anymore, the seasons. They've lost that capacity. But they do have some stars out there that are misusing their gifts, trying to dominate others. So you've got a life of luxury coming up to you because of the hardship that these reflections, these copycats have put upon you. There's unfinished business here for a water sign. Unfinished business here for a water sign. You're successful, and there's an announcement. Everybody knows it. We've got adrift. Successful, adrift. Not willing to settle down. There could be an announcement. You're successful. There's an announcement. They weren't willing to settle down or be important. Maybe your success, the fact that you survived this hardship that these copycats and reflections and energy harvesters and all of that were putting on you. This water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, there may be, you're successful. You know that there's no greater goal than to love. There's some kind of an announcement here. Like, they weren't willing to settle down or be responsible. But because of your love, you succeeded. Okay. We have a Page of Pentacles here who made a promise to reciprocate in a good way. A honeymoon phase, love, influencer, self-care, and then we've got jealous, playing games with love. So a Page of Pentacles promised an influencer to give equal give and take, to get this honeymoon, to be love. Maybe that's true, and maybe you've just got a player here who's jealous of it. Right now you've got the 10 of Cups, and there's a player holding back. They say expect to hear from them soon regarding health and tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. You don't know all the facts. There's not all the facts regarding health. We're going to be back. You don't know all the facts about health. They're hiding the facts. We've got rabbit hole in the reverse. It's a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. You aren't in the rabbit hole. They can't put you in a rabbit hole. You came back. Maybe you're the main player. They tried to hold you back, but you are back and you are healthy. The Chariot is here. Be you. You could be traveling to a place where people don't know you. We've got conversation and someone else. So conversation with third parties that are trying to sabotage you are in death. It's like whoever this is, they're being warned. There's no more trauma bonding in this new chapter. All of those people who are interested in being you, these third parties, there's death here. You are emotionally exhausted from dealing with them, and you deserve a break from this. You're done dealing with them. God has said, if anybody comes in, this is what this is saying. Anybody moving forward, trying to be you, anybody hopping on a chariot, coming forward, trying to be you, talking as you, will not be able to sabotage you. There's death here. They're being warned. There's no more trauma bonding, and you deserve a break. You're tired of this. You're tired of it. Anybody moving forward trying to be you will be met with death. It's over. We've got a defeat for a snake who was lying about intimate encounters, laying the blame on others. They weren't staying in their own lane. They were spreading their bullshit all over everybody who didn't even know who they were. They were transferring their own sin and their own group nastiness onto unsuspecting people by claiming they were having intimate encounters and relationships that they were never having. They were transferring sin, breaking their promises. So they're getting divorced out of this. They've caused a lot of heartbreak. They caused a lot of hurt. So they could be in grief over your creativity, your ability to manage this impossible life path that they thought they had you trapped on. There's no reminiscing. You're not talking about them. You don't think they're funny at all. Luck is on your side. You're in your purpose. You know what you're here to do. You are a legend. They're reaching out, trying to connect to you, but love is eluding them. There's no love in them. Love doesn't want to play with the vermin viper anymore. Love is telling the vermin viper to go F off because of the adversity that they brought, these vain people. Yep, they missed their opportunity to have you open your heart. See, they thought for sure that you were on an impossible path, that you would never come out, and there was no reason for them to pretend that they liked you. They could go out and just hate you. All of them. Pour as much hate as they could onto you. They wanted to, and they liked it. And there was no reason to hide. I mean, physically, they're hiding, you know. And in the dream space, they may have been wearing somebody else's face. But you recognize the energy of vanity, and you're telling them to go F themselves. They're not going to make your life hard. You're like, look, I'm not letting you make my life hard. You're a jerk. I'm not dealing with childish people. You can go away. Get away. Go. Create your own goodness. The lovers are here. The strength of two together. This is actual freaking alignment of values, alignment of priorities, alignment of love. They're calling judgment. And it's the law of cause and effect. He who speaks with authority, he who, and there's only one, has stated that they will get what they deserve. And they will. Because you survived. And you've learned how to take care of your energy, your body, your mind under this extreme challenge by these third-party hoes. These envious simps who are feral, they have no self-control. You're not dealing with these childish people anymore. They don't want to be better. They don't want to do what you're doing so that they can generate the stuff that you're generating. They don't want to be better. They want to be feral, and they want to do the bidding of some a-hole snake. They want forgiveness. They're having anxiety because they've been found guilty, and they're looking for an exit plan. They, you know, but you're being fierce. They're being met with a lot of aggressiveness right now, and they've got a long road to go before they get what they want, because they put so many false intimate encounters. Tempted by the snake. They got caught up in a whirlwind, and now they're drowning. They're crushed because everything they built on this energy that didn't belong to them, those people that they neglected, they're grieving, man. They're grieving about this. They're facing it. Their life is going to be a struggle because they kept a secret. Look, all those flames they put into the dark side. All those flames, they lied about intimate encounters, or they lied to those that they were having intimate encounters with. They were only having sex so that they could put the blame of their perversion onto them, so that they could transfer their sin. They were only having sex with those who embody the essence of the sun, those stars who are rejuvenators and healers, so that they could transfer their sin onto them and make them pay for it. Alone. While they emptied their vessel of all the energy, all the love, stability, and whatever. You're leaving because you have escaped this tangled mess that they tried to put you in. Them burning you, them hurting you is over. Everything's in pieces. Everything will fall away. And you can be certain that this jackass who thinks that because you are free and God's going to give you the land, this jackass thinks that he can go ahead and make it a barren land. They want to nuclear bomb it. They want to kill everything on the land so that you can't grow shit. You can tell that by all the chemicals that they've put into the soil. They've made everything sick already. They've known that they were going to do this anyway. And regardless if God gives this woman back to him or not, the fact remains they have already stated that they planned on human beings eating bugs. They planned famine long before God decided to raise these people, these lovers, these light-bearing people. They planned famine for them, and it doesn't matter whether God keeps them or gives them back. These ones had planned famine. So now they're saying that she is going to be famine. That because they can't be her and take everything from her, then they're going to destroy everything that she has coming to her. These are childish, snake, F-boys. And unfortunately, there are slave women, or those who are not really women but pretend to be. Those that run the brothels that the real women actually have to go work in. You've got somebody upset that you have light in you, that you honor the sun, which brings life. They're like, never talk to me again. And it's like, whoa, okay. I guess it's time for you to go back into that shadow then. Gold Digger trusted a South Node cult leader that is at a distance. We've got anticipation. They're challenged because you recuperated. You renewed. You were able to heal from the damage that these masculines did to you while competing with you. There's gossip here. They have to give you time, 1,000 years, at least 1,000 years. They have to give you your freedom, and they have to give you the land back. They're in upheaval here. There's upheaval. They're in a complete upheaval. And rather than give you the land back, they are intending on destroying it. They are intending, these vain snakes are intending on destroying the gifts that are supposed to go back to you. And they're mad because they can't keep it. And because they can't keep it, they're going to create a wasteland. They're going to go commit war upon the indigenous people, upon the women, and upon those divine masculines that are here in support of them. Their war is with God. This snake's war, this vain snake, third-party hoe, is going to war with God because they can't be you and take your stuff. So because God says he can't be you, then he's going to destroy everything that God loves. You know the interesting thing about this is that I visited a place such as that. Like, it was gray. There was nothing growing. It was just little rocks, little pebbles. There was nothing growing. It was all nothing. Gray, no color anywhere. The dog was skin and bones. There was no meat on that dog. There was like a spider thing crawling, like big, human size, like crawling. There was an alligator. There was only one person in that place that could generate color when they sang. That was the land of the dead. It could very well be where these ones will wind up. Their creation. They'll go live in their creation. While God sends you to another portion of the limitless numbers of universes. They're in grief. They're in grief because you're getting a life of luxury. And you're getting a long life of luxury. You've got a Page of Pentacles here. Look, Page of Pentacles made a promise to reciprocate in a good way in this marriage. They promised love. They promised to influence people on how to properly care for themselves. But they grew jealous somehow. And this became a game of love. And there's wrath here. There's wrath. Everybody's so close together right now. It's all kind of jumbled. There's a transfer. It's already happened in the spirit. It exists in the spirit. And regardless of what they do to it here in this physical reality, whether they decide to blow it all up or not, it still exists in spirit. All they have now is destruction and fear. They need to get as many people in the fear energy as possible so that they can harvest it. That's what the power, the energy that they use to fuel their snaky ways. Illusion. You've got a player here. You've got a ten of Cups, divine love. You got that you're holding back the player, but they're swearing they're going to be back and they're going to affect your health. They didn't trap you in a crazy drama rabbit hole with this tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, these lies, these illusions, these mirror magic. There's a warning here in the near future. If anybody makes a movement toward you, if they try to make forward movement into being you and talk like you or to talk to you or get in your energy at all, you're not dealing with this saboteur anymore. They're not allowed. There's death here, red flag warning. There's no trauma bonding allowed in this new chapter. You're tired, you deserve a break from it, and it's not going to happen. There's not going to be any more trauma bonding with people like this. There will be death. Now, Divine Mother stated, yeah, there's going to be punishment. There will be punishment. Third-party thieves who come in and try to talk like you, be like you, get in your life so they can learn your mannerisms and then replace you. If their intention is that, it will be known and they will be met with death. There will be a punishment. It's like that Minority Report or whatever, that movie that Tom Cruise was in, you know, they were all doing that psychic stuff in the pool, finding out who was thinking about committing a crime. It's going to be kind of like that. Anybody thinking about committing a crime is going to have to be met with death, or there's warning here. They're going to get a warning or something. I don't know. They're not allowed to trauma bond with anybody like this. They're not allowed to steal people's lives, to get plastic surgery and then pretend to be them. It's not going to be like that anymore. And relationships, this stupid relationship thing, fake spiritual marriages and the ethers, and then in the 3D, they go there, they do some magical sex thing making you want to masturbate or something. You're sleeping in your bed, you're waking up with the feeling that maybe you want to masturbate, and that's because some jackass in the ethers is trying to get you to do that so that you can mix energy like that, and they can lie about having this intimate freaking encounter with you and then get on your path and lay their blame and their shame on you. Man, if you wake up with the urge to masturbate, you should cut that crap off right away. There's some fool over there trying to do a magic thing. Seeds. They broke their promises. They pulled up your seeds. They laid their sin on you, and then they pulled up all of your good seeds, and they covered you in the blame and the shame of their own filthy deeds. whether they had an actual intimate encounter with you, which I don't think they did, because there's this. They refused to stay in their own lane, and then they were laying their blame on you. They're in denial. They're in denial. They're not admitting it, but they did it. Maybe they wanted you to be denied. They wanted you to be denied, so they were trying to transfer all their sin, and they were going out being a whore and a thief with everything and everybody, and they probably did blood rituals with pets and stuff so that they could lay that energy on you too, so that they could get you seen as that and then rejected by God. So they're getting divorced out of your creativity or out of the creator's energy. There's no reminiscing. There is no talking. There is no jokes. This is not funny. Luck is on your side. You're in your purpose. You know what you're here to do. You're a legend. These rats that were committed to an empty nest and playing games with love, transferring sin through intimate relations, they're now reaching out for love. I need you. Well, no, you don't. You just need somebody to dump your karmic sin on so that you can go have a freaking happy life, because you're a loser who can't stop being a jerk. No self-control. They can't stop themselves. So we've got crossroads here, or you've got your guards up to this vanity. They've missed their opportunity to have you open up your heart because of all the adversity that they gave to you. You're telling them to go. You're giving them the bird. You're like, go F yourself. I'm not dealing with you because you're a childish little jerk, and I'm not dealing with you. You made my life hard. You made everybody's life hard, and they're resisting. They're resisting. Or maybe you're resisting. You don't want to have anything to do with these vain people. They're like, oh, but I love you. But you know that they speak proper words, but they got malice and venom inside of them. They're just bad. Love is their escape route, and you no longer have love for them. They've turned your empathy into apathy. At least when it comes to them, you've got a whole nother family that you're walking into. God is giving you a whole new family. He's releasing you from these third-party hoe bags, these sneaky little slimy little magicians and warlocks or whatever. I'm not talking about the good people who, the healers that work with Mother Nature. I'm talking about the dirty little jackwagons who get filthy with it. Those that made you survive the filthiness of it. Justice is being served. The law of cause and effect is here. Judgment is being called on them. Oh, these scavengers. These scavengers are being watched closely. They want forgiveness. They're feral. They have no self-control. Just following orders, ma'am. For my envious little boss here, the scavengers are being watched. They're being watched, and anything that they do to you is going to roll right off of you. You're no longer going to have to deal with them. Every single thing that they do is going to be watched. And if they try to do anything like this third-party hoe bag coming up to try to knock you out, to copycat you, put you in some shadowy pit of suffering and terror, they're going to get death. You have grown, and you are here with Mother Nature. You're in your nature. You are nature. You may even be Mother Nature. Those who were self-interested in snacking on you, snacking on the little ones, those who were up and coming or about to, yeah, they're being displaced. They're getting kicked out of the territory. And that's the thing. If they have to leave the home, then they want to destroy the home before the new tenants can arrive. This is their plan right now. This is all they got left, is destruction. So they're going to war. They want to destroy everything before they have to leave, so that those people who God is giving it to, the meek shall inherit the earth. There won't be anything for them. That's their plan. But fortunately for you, you're going places. You're soaring. You're out of here. You're lifted right out of this hellhole. You're going in a new direction. Because your routine is, regardless of daytime, nighttime, dry times, wet times, happy times, sad times, you kept your happiness. You were grateful. And you were loyal and committed to your sacred space, to caring, for nurturing. No matter what these creatures of the night did in the history, that's what you are. You're a gifted person, and your gifts are protected. Your gifts are protected from these dominators. You've got a distant heart bond, which is releasing these entities here, preparing them to be the new fodder. The whole team that came against you is going to have to go survive. Or maybe your survival has brought you a new team. Insights that you have learned about these ghosts in the territory is going to assist in bringing balance. Insights that you learned about this upside down perspective and these negative influences will bring about, the exposure that the anomaly has brought forth. The survivors of this intensity has exposed them, and the risk that they have brought. They're in fear now. They're receiving a warning in this battle for your abundance, mimicking. So these curiosity ones, remote viewing, astral projecting, coming in, spying on you in your house. You got your freedom from these people. They have to leave you alone. These trickeries, they got to leave you alone when it comes to this mischief, this communication, coming into your house, tapping into your mind, trying to put in negative messaging, self-loathing, that kind of stuff. Because there's a whole bunch of luck coming for this community. These people, they like that. They like to tap into the mental body and then put in, messaging, like, just bad. All those negative thoughts, anything that doesn't sound like, I love me, I'm a good person, I'm doing the best that I can. You recognize that you're not full of malice. You're just trying to have a peaceful life and be happy. You don't want to hurt anybody. But you're sitting there trying to do all this, and all of a sudden you've got negative thoughts coming through your head, calling you fat, calling you lazy. Those aren't your words. Those aren't your words. That's you as an empath, a divine transmitter receiver, picking up on the Wi-Fi signals as they go through the freaking atmosphere. And it doesn't have to be coming from the AI. It can just be coming from the snake. That's their playing ground. So they've got anticipation here for something. They worked without reward. It's time for the shadows. They got to go to the shadows now. This gold digger trusted a South Node cult leader from far away. We've got their daydream. It didn't come true. It didn't turn out to be the fancy dream that they thought it was. And this is the conclusion. You're coming into the fruits of your labor. It's the conclusion. It's over. Their dream didn't come true. Because you recuperated from the competition, from the upheaval that they were putting in your life. There's gossip. They have to give you more time, at least 1,000 years. You've got your freedom, and they got to give you the land back. So they're causing upheaval here. Oh, am I upside down? Okay, let me put this back in here. So they're causing upheaval, or they're in upheaval. They want to bring upheaval. What was that? I watched a video. Somebody sent a postcard to a Supreme Judge and said that Trump had pardons and the tanks. What does he have? The Supreme Justice. I'm not a political person, but I am observant. I can see here that the man doesn't want to give the land back to the indigenous people. He would rather destroy it and them. His war is with God. He's the snake. He's not even a good actor. He wants to bring upheaval to the gift. You are the gift. Your gift is the land, is time, is freedom. They want to take away your life. They want to destroy the land. And they want to unalive you so that you can't walk the earth. You are the gift. They want to bring upheaval to your gift. They want to bring upheaval to the land and the freedom and the time that God has allotted you. The life of luxury. They want to turn it into a wasteland. They're stubborn. They're arrogant. It's been announced. You're successful. You know that there's no greater goal than to love, and they weren't willing to settle down, and they were irresponsible, and they got to get out. They're in grief because you recovered from the hardship, and now you're getting a reward. You've won the fight, and you're getting the reward, and they're upset because you're a woman. So you've got love here. Equal give and take, love, promise, influencer, self-care. You're the one who can show people what it is you did in order to overcome the challenges, the severe, torturous challenges that these ones did while they were trying to tear apart your mind and your life. They're jealous. They were playing games with love, and they're getting wrath. They want to bring you wrath. They want to play games with your love. Look, the mask wearer is furious. The mask wearer is furious because you've got a promise of eternal love, of equal give and take, a beautiful reciprocity. You've got a promise of being an influencer and sharing with people how you cared for yourself, your success story, what worked for you. Maybe researching, investigating on different ways that you can manage the electrical system. How can you increase the output? The life force flowing in you. They're furious. There's wrath. They want to bring wrath. They want to bring wrath. They're here doing mirror magic, illusion magic. This player, they're being held back, and they're swearing they're going to come back. They're doing magic. This player is being held back, and they're swearing that they're going to come back and affect your health. They're not able to trap you in a crazy drama rabbit hole with these lies, with these tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. They're so mad. They're stressed out. They're stressed out. You've got divine love, and they're saying they're going to come back. They want to force their way in. They're thinking that the medicines, the synthetic medicines that this, what is that, hippo, whatever the hell, snake, this kind of thing. They're saying that whatever they do to the medicine, they say will be a bridge. So they got to put, there's probably some nanoparticulates, some graphene kind of crap in there or whatever that they can use as some kind of a connection. This AI system, this snake system, there's something in the medicine. They're putting something in the medicine that they think will connect them to your new timeline. There's a warning. Anybody who moves forward trying to be you with the conversation, there's a warning. Death awaits a third-party enemy trying to speak as you. You're tired. You're being shown mercy. These people have been merciless in their conflict and their bullying. This snake has been lying about intimate encounters. They've just been out there jerking off, having orgies, and then laying that filth onto single women and men in their beds by themselves, living a life of loneliness because they have cut out every ounce of love and support from their lives. And yet they're out there doing orgies, and then they're projecting that orgy magic onto the people so that they can have them covered in their sin, in their blame, in their shame. So that they can take the blame for it. So that they can break all their promises and pull up their seeds. These ones betrayed God. And now they're here fighting with, now they're here, you know, they got their little buddies and they're acting as though they're all righteous and stuff. Look, fate. Fate. They broke their promises. They broke their promises. They've been using oracles information. You know, they like to use the prophets and the prophetesses' connections in order to act as though they are the ones with these connections. They like to hijack people's fates. You know, you say stuff, and that's why that's probably why people said not to show your face, right? Your mannerisms, your facial expressions, and all of that. Making it real easy for copycats. Anyway, they're in grief and sorrow. They're getting cut off from your creativity. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. There won't be any reminiscing. There's no memories, no happy memories to talk about. Luck is on your side. You're in your purpose. You know what you're here to do. You are a legend. And you're committed. Those people who were committed to an empty nest are now reaching out, trying to connect to you. They want your love. They want to be connected to your love. But they're not going to get your real estate. They don't want you to have this real estate. Look, man. They're committed to an empty nest. They're reaching for love. They want to connect to you, to get on your ship. They want your real estate. They don't want you having real estate. They didn't get your real estate. The only way they can get your real estate is if they connect to you. They're committed to an empty nest. They don't want family trees. They don't want generational wealth. We've got crossroads for vanity. There's resistance here. You're offering resistance. They've missed their opportunity to have you open your heart because they brought you so much damn adversity. You're telling them to go F themselves. You're not dealing with these childish brutalizers anymore that make your life hard. You're not dealing with them anymore. They're resisting. Or maybe you're resisting. It's like they want it. They want your stuff. Look, they're mentally deranged, man. They're mentally deranged, and you're offering, it's like, look, you people are whacked. Stay away from me. You are messed up, and they want to get in your energy. They want to have an intimate encounter, or they want to have some kind of open your heart and exchange your love for their nasty disturbances. It has to be a relationship in order to transfer it onto you. Or some kind of brutal 3D attack to just destroy your stability and your safety. And they're very good at that too. And they're planning it right now. They're planning it right now. They're bringing war to your city because you're just not good enough. And you're not falling in line. You're not doing as you're told. So therefore, everything is going to be stripped from you and destroyed because God said they have to give it back. Billions, all the land, all the money, everything. And they got to release the prisoners. They got to release the suns and the stars. And they're angry. They got to release you because you have triumphed. Nothing they can do is going to affect you. Everything they do, these scavengers are going to be watched. They're going to be observed. There's a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you have survived by investigating, by learning, by trial and error, how to manage your body, how to keep your energy and your thoughts pure and clean while you were undergoing this terrible mental and energetic putrefaction. From these third wheel enemies dumping themselves onto people who love themselves. They're there by themselves, creating beautiful things, peaceful things, and you got these third wheel enemies out here having orgies with each other, trying to project that energy onto these people who actually love themselves and create beauty in the world. Transferring their sin, their disgusting habitual patterns onto people in their house, minding their own business, don't even know who they are. Freaking astral projectionists, astral travelers, dead people. You're getting a vow. You've got a vow and a reward. The two of you, the lovers, you survived. You survived alone. And then you came together. And now you're succeeding. And you're coming into your reward. And you're in your purpose. You're legendary self-care gurus. And the wonderful thing about it is you're not out here with this huge channel, that everybody's been going to, that has been approved by the snake, as an influencer. Script. You're getting ready. Look, ready, saving. People were tempted to be seen as you, a good moral human. But in order to be seen as you, they had to make you go away and then assume your identity. These are extreme identity thieves, man. Creating conflict for others. They're overloaded and overwhelmed because of your vital force, your energy. You are this beautiful, look at that, magnificent white halo, yellow, golden solar plexus energy. You are this massive energy source. You've got a whole bunch of vital force there. You're getting a new family tree. You have reached your goals. You're going on an adventure and you're getting a new job. Somebody wants to compromise now because they're in a freaking nightmare, the one that they meant for you, the one that they created for you, and they're suffering loss. Your alliances are making a schedule for them, perhaps, of domination. It's their turn. And it's your turn to go have some fun and to be with people who actually care about family. Those people who were doing magic on family are now protesting because they have to stop. They are being stopped by the sweethearts who reached their goal. They made it through the impossible life path. They came up out of being stripped and shut down in every way that these snakes could think of. And yet, even at your most vulnerable, most naive, most ignorant, most peasantry stated, lack reality. All by yourself, lonely. And all of these ones getting together and energetically filthying your signature. They're being cast away and they're sick about it. There's evidence of everything that they did in collaboration against you. And they're frightened. They're frightened because they know they got loneliness and sickness coming their way. They're paranoid. Their strategy of mind reading you, of mind effing you, is landing them in prison. They're losing their freedom. They're being rejected and they're going through withdrawals because you persevered through the curses that all of these people were putting upon you. People are worried now because you have a promise of eternal love based on the history of your stability during extreme challenge. Justice is being served here. This is over. And it could be that this is the end of these prideful people messing around with your mental body. If they try to do that, there may be death, or it's just over. Anybody who tries to tap into your mental body Anybody who tries to tap into your mental body and try to gather information or tap into anybody else's mental body and act as you, these people, they're being warned. There's death here. Just don't. So you know what they're doing is they're gonna destroy everything. They're gonna destroy everything. Because God said they have to give it back. He said, your term is over and you have to give it back. And they don't want to give it back. This is an arrogant SOB, man. He's such a childish little tank. We got a bunch of masculines wanting to go explode stuff. They want to go blow stuff up. They want to feed people to alligators. Drop them out of planes into oceans and stuff. They can think of all kinds of ways to hurt people who haven't done a damn thing against them. The only reason they want to do it is because God says they deserve more. And they have to give it to them because they stole it from them. They're angry. The snake's war is with God. And he's going to take it out on the people that God has promised to reward. The meek. We've got journey in the reverse. They're not traveling forward anywhere. It's time for them to go back to the shadows. This gold digger trusted a South Node cult leader, and now they're not going anywhere. Their dreams aren't coming true. This is the conclusion. They're not going anywhere. You have recuperated from the trauma that this masculine competition put upon you. This enemy. So you've got an enemy here wanting to bring upheaval to the gift. The gift is the land, the freedom, and the time. They want to destroy that for you because God said it's coming to you. They don't want to give it up. They want to stay in command and in control. And these jackwagons, the only way that they can do that is by unaliving everybody that God said is going to get a prize. It's all about money. They're stubborn. They don't want to hear it. You're successful. You know that there's no greater goal than to love. You're out there spreading messages of love. You're out there talking about people who are irresponsible and they don't want to be responsible. They're out of freaking control. It's all about money. They don't want to give the money back. They want their million. They look, all about the money, man. Mask wearers are furious. They're getting wrath because look, they're in a mental prison. They're in a mental prison. They're furious. They might want to give you wrath. These people who are jealous and playing games with love are furious. They're in a mental prison, or they're actually in a prison, or they're receiving some kind of wrath. There's fury and wrath because you're getting equal reciprocation of love. A beautiful union here. Somebody was jealous of it and they decided to ruin it for you. You've got an illusionist here, a player, holding back. It says they'll be back. They want to affect your health. They were not able to trap you in this conspiracy theory, this rabbit hole, this crazy drama. They're stressed out. They can't sleep. They can't sleep. They thoughts are in the reverse. It's like they can't sleep. They can't tap into your thoughts. Maybe they can't think. Maybe this is what's going on in their head right now. They can't think. So it could very well be that all of that mental torture that they did to you, hundreds of people being so vicious with their words, so cruel, threatening. They're in a misfortune. Oh yeah, they're in a misfortune. They can't think. They're stressed out. They can't sleep. All that illusion magic came back on them. That's exactly what it is. Holding back. They're being held back. So the Ten of Cups is holding back the player. The player is getting back all of that mirror magic stuff. That's exactly what that is. They're jealous and they're furious. They're receiving wrath. You're getting complete and total love reciprocated. And the illusionist, this player, is, you're holding back. The divine love is holding back the player. And they're getting back all of that illusion magic. You have your health here because you're not stuck in this rabbit hole. They couldn't stick you in it with these lies. I know what they're going through because I went through it for 22 years. Dumbasses. Stupid. Now it's their turn to go learn about adaptogens and freaking homeostasis and stuff. They get to go learn a lesson now. Stupid. You're getting your fortune. You're getting your fortune. It belongs to you. They stole it in the first place. It was never theirs. It could be that somebody who had offered you equal give and take and love and influence about how to take care of yourself, like they had a copycat that was jealous of you. So instead of being with you, they gave you wrath and mirror magic and all this crap. It's all coming back on them. You're no longer, they're not trauma bonded. They're not going to be trauma bonding with anybody for a fortune anymore. It's all yours. It's all yours. And even if they decide to destroy this place and make it a wasteland, a barren wasteland, God's got control of time and limitless numbers of universes, and you could just go out there and be queen or king or god or goddess of your own little planet somewhere. Who knows? But these flesh suits don't exist everywhere. They're not necessary everywhere. So there's some kind of transport. There's some kind of transference. There's something going on, and they don't have you anymore. Messenger in the reverse. So they broke all their promises. They pulled up all your seeds, all of your good stuff. They hijacked your destiny using divination, misusing divination stuff. We've got messenger in the reverse. It could be that they're no longer able to use divination. They're no longer able to get messages on you. They're no longer able to get messages on you because they were getting messages on you and then they were lying about intimate encounters and jizzing all over your picture so that they could put the blame for their filthiness onto you. Freaking nasty. Nasty Jack. Nasty Jack. In grief. Divorced from your creativity. Divorced from the Creator. There's no more reminiscing. They could be getting written right out of the book of life. There's no reminiscing. Luck is on your side. You're in your purpose. You're a legend. They don't want you to have this real estate. They weren't able to get your real estate. They're reaching out trying to connect to you, but love is eluding them because they were committed to an empty nest. They just wanted to destroy you. We've got size in the reverse. You're not unhappy about this. You're not unhappy about this. They're stuck at a crossroads, these vain people. They've missed their opportunity for you to open up your heart by bringing you such adversity. You're telling them to go F themselves. They are mentally disturbed. They could be having some kind of supernatural experiences. You're not dealing with these childish brutalizers anymore. You're telling them to go F themselves. Get off. This is a priest. This is a priest. And you're resisting this priest. This priest is resisting whatever, I don't know, but God is not on this priest's side. They're a snake. They're a freaking snake. They're a freaking snake who taught people how to jizz all over your picture and transfer their sin to you. Lover. You and your lover have triumphed over this. You did it alone. And then you came together and you became even greater than you were before. Nothing they do to you is sticking to you. You have a vow with each other and with Spirit, with God, Goddess, Mother, Father, Divine, creators of all that is. And you are here calling judgment, and justice is being delivered. The law of cause and effect. You survived. And you learned a whole lot of stuff about how to manage yourself in this heavy, interfering, torturous burden that hundreds of people could lay upon you. You had to manage it. And now you get to go help people do it. You have a great amount of knowledge. These ones are swearing that they're going to be back and they're going to do this all again. They think that if you carry the medicine that they put graphene or some shit in, they think that they'll be able to use that as a connector to your new timeline. You could be a fire sign. They may be. You've got a whole bunch of third-party envious simps out here. They're feral. They have no control of themselves. They want forgiveness. They said they didn't mean to hurt you. It could very well be that they're just a slave and they don't have any choice. But everything that they do now is being watched. They're scavengers. It's very clear that they're loyal to the snake and that they have to do what they're told, whatever, okay? That's that. You're victorious over this. They've lost it. And now the only thing that they got is destruction. And it's really sad to me that entities such as this actually have access to such technology. It may be God's plan to allow them to make this a wasteland and then to trap them in it while lifting you out. They're in despair. They're in despair because you're here with your lover. They tried desperately to keep you apart, but you are together here, and they're in despair because every single thing that they do is seen. This is a servant in service, and they're surprised, or maybe they are a servant, or that's what they have to do now. They have to service you because you're innocent. They could have been surprised. This wife that somebody sacrificed is innocent, and they're surprised. There's a wedding. So they sacrificed somebody's wife. But she was innocent. She was innocent, man. Somebody sacrificed their wife, but she was innocent. So now God is giving her to somebody else. Wedding. Everybody's talking about this lie. This falseness, this foe said, because they wanted this gift that belonged to her. They were pleasure seekers in the house, man. They had hoped that you would be sick, that they could make you sick. But now everybody's happy because there is a reunion. You've been reunited. They could not do it. Now the Lord is making them sick for what they did to this sweetheart friend. I was laying in bed and I heard somebody say, Grace is your friend, and what you did to her was forbidden. There's an old, prideful, stuck-up, snotty woman who's needing consolation. There's a letter of love. You might be waiting. There's joy here. Well, don't be afraid, everybody. Just don't be afraid. You got a bunch of lunatics out there trying to destroy stuff because they're sore losers and you know, greedy, delusional, freaking mentally insane, childish freaks, man. Envious, feral simps wandering around like they're freaking snazzy, and they're nothing. They're nothing except a mentally disturbed, vain snake with low levels of light in them. They don't have any light in them. They're not alive. They're not alive. Life requires the sun. And you got these folks out here trying to destroy the light of the sun that is in everything. It's blowing my mind. Five of Swords, defeat, conflict and defeat. Whoever this one is that worked without reward, they trusted a South Node cult leader, gold digger, and you know, they're defeated. They went to war and they're defeated. Because you have recuperated from the competition. People are talking. See, you're the Queen of Swords. You know the truth here. And the truth is that there is depressing them. You know the truth, and because of the truth, they're getting cut off. They're getting cut right out of you. You're wielding your sword, and you're like, whackity, whack, 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 whack. Get out of my face. You're a freaking enemy. Freaking enemy. Looking for a gift. Looking for a free ride. Enemy. And the Queen of Swords knows it. And she's cutting them off. They're depressed. They're in grief. She's cutting them off. They were complaining the other day that she had shut down or canceled. She canceled their credit limit. Meaning, they no longer have access to credit cards or money that they don't have. They're so mad. This is a Ten of Swords. They're in fear. She's cutting them off from the gift. Temperance. She is temperance. Balance is being restored. You've got maniacs out there wanting to create war and make this a wasteland because they have to give the land back to the divine feminine and to the divine masculine that God has chosen because of their ability to hold temperance energy in this amazing, torturous brutalization of a snake. Oh, somebody's mad. Look. 8 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups. Celebration and a new job. You're here. You're an influencer. You can share whatever it is that you are, however it is that you are. You can be you naturally. There's no need to hide anymore. That was the first message that Spirit gave me some time ago, several years ago. There's no reason to hide anymore. And there will always be somebody that doesn't agree. There will always be somebody saying that you're doing it wrong. And the fact of the matter is that throughout limitless numbers of universes, everybody has their own unique expression and talent that when combined and utilized as a whole without prejudice cannot be beat by anybody. And that is what you're seeing played out here. Shiny, happy people coming together in love, determined to master their own lives as a collective without prejudice. Love, honor, and respect. So this kind of came out in the reverse. So what we have here is we've got this player is now in a dire straits. They've lost everything. This greedy extortionist, mirror magic illusionist, what? Holding back. They're being held back. And they're swearing they're going to come back. They're vowing vengeance. Right? This tinfoil hat conspiracy theory was not able, it wasn't enough to keep you trapped in this rabbit hole. You came up out of it. And you're healthy. And you're healthy because you learned about Mother Nature and the medicines. You didn't go to sick care. You didn't go to the hospital. You went to the herbalist. You went to Google. You went to whatever it was that you went to learn about nature's medicine, and you utilized it to overcome the brutality that you were suffering. And now these ones are stressed out. They can't sleep. They can't think. They're in a misfortune. Everything's coming apart. They're being held back. And they're like, I'll be back. You just wait. They want to destroy everything. And then they got to destroy everything before they're forced out. They have to leave. Everything they have is falling apart, and they want everything. They want to destroy everything before they go so that you can't enjoy it. They're a happiness hater. Sincerely. We've got Two of Cups in the reverse. See, they're losing their money. This player is losing their money. They're not about unions. They could be in a misfortune. Maybe they are going on a divorce, or maybe they're just getting cut out of God's world. There's a warning here. Anybody who moves forward with this Chariot trying to be you, talking as you, trying to hide the fact that they are a third-party jackwagon trying to steal your identity, they're going to be met with death. There's a warning here. No more trauma bonding for fortune. You're not going to go trauma bond with people to gain their fortune, to flip them. God's tired of this bullshit. You're coming into you're coming into your fortune, and you're successful, and this is the end of this cycle. Anybody trying to come forward and being you right now will perish. They will just be perished. There's no third, what is that? What do they call that? 3 strikes and you're out? Yeah, you're not getting 3 strikes anymore. You're not getting 3 strikes anymore. The brutalization and the torture of the children that has been going on for centuries has been so severe that there are no more 3 strikes and you're out. It's 1 and you're done. And you may not even get a chance to do 1. It may be 1 thought and you're done. That's from the Hierophant. He's in control of your fate. Everyone will get what they deserve. It just is what it is. And this snake is getting divorced out of the creator's creativity. There's no more reminiscing about the jokes about how fun it was to make God your enemy and to destroy his children. Luck is on your side, collective. You're not signed. You have nothing to be upset about. You're in your purpose. You are legendary. You're probably known throughout the limitless numbers of universes, wherever these snakes have been broadcasting the lifetime stories of the suffering of humanity into their little slave camps, their little timeline dimensions of slavery or whatever, trying to keep their slaves under control by showing them how much you're suffering. Yeah, that's over. You're a legend. And the other day they said that he is calling back the planets. He's claiming these things, these territories, these spaces and places. He's going to clean it all up. He's going to clean it all up. And again, you got the Nine of Pentacles, success. Legend. You're a legend. Those who were committed to an empty nest, reaching out for love, trying to connect to you, they're not getting any real estate. They're not getting a house. They're not getting any land. They're not getting anything. They got to get out is what they got to get. They got to get totally all the way out. There's a deadlock here. Crossroads. They could be stuck at a crossroads. These vain people miss their opportunity for you to open up your heart for bringing all this adversity to you. You're telling them to get F. You're not dealing with this childish behavior anymore, trying to make your life hard. This is a priest who is mentally disturbed, or they could be experiencing supernatural activity. They've been dealing with spirits trying to curse people for their profit. They're offering some kind of resistance, or maybe they're experiencing some kind of resistance. They've missed their opportunity for you to open up your heart. You know what they are. Illusionists. Opportunists at the expense of others. You and your sweetheart have survived. You're powerful together, much stronger than you were apart. You're connected and there's no disconnecting you. You're here calling judgment, and God is delivering justice, the law of cause and effect. Everything that they did to you is known, is seen. Everything these scavengers have done is seen. They're in despair. You honored your vow. With each other and with spirit, with God, with Mother, Father. You've learned a lot on how to control yourself in extreme duress. You have earned the right to move forward. You did the work. And you remained peaceful even while people were tearing you apart like frickin' rabid dogs. Envious simps, feral, in their third-party asexual nature, going around just ferally effing everything. Everything that they do to you is waterproofing right off of you. You and your lover have triumphed here. You could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're coming into your reward. The Star. Rejuvenated. You're getting rejuvenation. You're going to be healed. You're going to be rejuvenated. You may reverse age. They have to give you time. You're going to get at least 1,000 years of a lifespan. They owe you time. They kept stealing your life force, vitality, and cutting your life short and stealing your time. They owe you at least 1,000 years because they took that much time from you, that much life, and all the wealth that went with it. So we've got Eight of Swords. They're feeling trapped by this deceit, by this attempt to steal from you. There is a celebration here with the Four of Wands and the Three of Wands. Success. A sense of belonging. You've got it. We've got some folks out here, they're in a tower. Because you are successful, these ones are in a tower. Everything is, their pride is broken. They're having a disaster. They're going to inflict disaster on the people if they can. If folks obey a freaking wackadoodle, supernaturally disturbed snake. Six of Pentacles. You've got some charity coming to you, generosity, and you are generous. You've got a 10 of Cups. Look at this. Crap. You've got, look at this. You've got 10 Pentacles, 10 Cups, and you're very, very generous with it. You're not stingy. You're not greedy. You're not, you want your community to be healthy, to be vibrant, to do well. God's giving you this, but you're giving it away. You want everybody to have it. Whereas these ones want people in a freaking 9 of Swords. Look, they are in a 9 of Swords. There's a sacrifice here. 9 of Swords. They're in a nightmare. There's a sacrifice. They're being let go. And they are in regret here over the history of what they have done to this High Priestess. Very, very sacred Divine Feminine will be receiving justice here. And a new beginning with the Fool card. We've got a Knight of Wands and a Queen of Wands. It could be Queen of Wands is going to get herself somebody younger. She might get herself a younger. This romantic proposal may be coming soon. And it's going to be a strong connection. A very strong connection. Yeah, planning for the future. There may be traveling soon. There's a Chariot. You guys may be coming together soon. I mean, you've got Lovers here in the outgoing energy. Calling judgment, delivering justice. The Lovers are there. The Star, rejuvenated, coming into your reward. You got a vow here. Yeah, and a rebirth. All right, well, that sounds good to me. That sounds real good. No matter where this winds up, now I would just caution everybody to try to keep your cool. And just remember that even if they lay this particular timeline to waste, God's got unlimited numbers of timelines and dimensional realities and planetary systems and universes for you to go to. So, you know, I guess the thing is don't be afraid of death. Because you've already come out of the major freaking disturbances that they had you in. The snake has been defeated. This is the completion of this cycle. Now, there may be an extinction event, but like I mentioned, you've got love. Loads of love and lots of time. And a whole big bunch of land to go do a happy dance on freely. This is the message. I hope that it brings clarity to something you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.